Hello, my name is Sahar Babi. I'm a 10th grader here, and I enjoy reading. The book I'm currently reading is The Alchemist. And I will be reading for you today by Dwayne, Yancey, called The Cherry Tree Near Loos.
And I'll just recognize him momentarily. Dwayne was able to join us tonight, and he was right over there. So thank you very much for being again. So.
In the spring of 1915, the first spring of the war we now call World War I, a remarkable thing happened. In the no-man's land between the British and German lines outside the French village of Loos, a cherry tree defied the death all around it and burst into spectacular bloom. The British soldiers, in particular, were cheered by such a bold and colorful affirmation of life in the midst of the grim business of war. When the blossoms had at last faded and fallen, a young British officer went out on night patrol, scaled the branches, and hoisted the Union Jack from the top of the tree. It was a foolhardy act of bravado. He was on his way down when the Germans sent up a flare, and the light silhouetted him in full view of the enemy. An alert German machine gunner opened fire, and a young Briton died tangled there in the tree he had admired so much. I suppose there is a lesson here, some ironic and bittersweet moral, but not yet. The story goes on. For 2 days the body hung there, suspended in the branches. Twice the British sent out night patrols to bring it down. Twice they failed. Finally, it was not called no man's land for nothing. Finally, in despair, the commander called in the artillery. Now the British opened fire, not on the German army, but on the tree, in hopes of blasting off enough branches to dislodge the corpse. There might be a lesson here, too, about the futility of man, about the absurdity of a great empire forced to take aim at the cherry tree of an allied nation in order to retrieve its own dead. But not yet. Our story goes on. The first shot from the big gun smashed into the tree, bringing down a shower of sticks, but still the body remained. So the British fired another round, the same result, and then another and another, until finally the tree itself was blown to bits, and the body fell harmlessly, but still, nonetheless, dead to the ground. 4 summers, 4 autumns, 3 winters, and 3 springs, the war ground on. Only a splintered stump remained to mark the spot where the tree had been. But in 1920, the second springtime of peace, the stump of that cherry tree ventured to send up shoots, which formed buds, which opened into tentative but quite colorful blossoms. I'd like to tell you how that tree stands as a symbol, how those blossoms of 1920 represent the flower of European youth who went to their deaths in the Great War, how the tree's determination to regenerate itself should be an inspiration to all of us, to overcome the difficulties that life lays in our path. But on average, some 5,600 soldiers die every day during the war that was said to be the war to end all wars, some in ways more horrible and more curious than the rest. So mostly, I think it's just a story about a tree that got blown apart. Yeah.